Right on. Welcome. All right, let's take a look at the deep dive. Only got 30 minutes. I'll start posting in the next 60 seconds or so, but I want to take a look at the stocks that are reporting this afternoon and tomorrow morning. This afternoon, App, Confluent, Fastly, Paycom, HubSpot, VKTX, MGM, not really liking MGM, ATEX, IFF, ALB, Darling. I don't know if I'd touch anything under like an EL score of 30, but they are there if you want to look at them. Let's just go through a couple of them and see if there are any strangles that stand out. Apps got a lot of 400p activity, more volume than open interest there. If you like spending $9 or $900 a contract, that is a good one for you. Honestly, if I had the balls, I would strangle this, but I don't have the balls. This app would be a really, really good stock to strangle because it consistently moves over 10%. I think it's a 7 out of 8, so 7 times out of the last 8 quarters. So in the last 2 years, there's only been one quarter where it didn't move over 10%. And I'm pretty sure I played that quarter because it was the same day that RH reported the same time, and they both chopped. So I like app. I like the strangle here. If you want to pay up for it, I think this is a good strangle to go for. 550 call, 400p. Really out of the money on either side, but app has been leaking. It's been leaking the past couple of weeks. And there could be a narrative to where AI is kind of taking over app development. I don't really know. But that's that one. App is definitely a must play if, like I said, if you got the cojones. Confluent, I don't like stocks that are lower than like $50. If you like this kind of share price, this is a good play. I don't see anything wrong. Actually, no, I don't like this. Something happened to this over the past. Something happened to this in December. I don't like that. So Confluent, I would fade. I don't like any of these options right here with the call, with the 31 call and the 23p. That's real sus. I would fade Confluent. Don't like that. Not even going to think about it anymore. Fastly, really, really cheap. I don't like that one. This is completely speculative. Don't like Fastly. I would fade that. Paycom, kind of interesting. Only 3 out of 8 moves over 10% in the last 2 years. But looks like there's a lot of activity on the 100p from today. Like a ton of volume there. It's important to note that we don't know if this volume is bought or sold. But I would imagine with this price, this contract price, it's probably a split. It's probably some sold, some bought. But this isn't one that I would strangle, right? It's not a stock that consistently moves over 10%. And so I wouldn't strangle this, but if I see something that I like this 100p, maybe I'll buy like 1 or 2 contracts just to kind of see what other people are seeing. So Paycom, the 100p, has got a lot of activity that's interesting. We'll look at HubSpot. Not a strong mover at all. Only 1 quarter in the past 2 years it's gone over 10%. But looks like there's a lot of activity in kind of like the closer to the money strikes. So someone with a lot of money is anticipating some sort of move. Again, we don't know if these are bought or sold, but I would imagine because of the contract price, the majority of these are bought. So that's Hubs, VKTX. Not a must play at all. This is interesting. 34 call and the 26p has some activity on those. I'll kind of have to look at the contract charts to see what's going on there, but there might be something happening in VKTX. It's in healthcare. Healthcare has been a rocking sector recently. Look at THC that reported this morning. Look at DaVita that reported last week. Look at MOH. So big movers in healthcare. VKTX is kind of one to look more into, I think. MGM, I would fade MGM. I don't see anything interesting there. And I would ignore the majority of these. Unless you have conviction about Cisco, for example, if you know something that I don't know, go for it. Otherwise, the numbers don't really help you out there. Tomorrow morning, there's really not that many juicy stocks in the next 24 hours, right? Like there's not that many juicy stocks reporting this afternoon, and there's not really great ones tomorrow morning. But of the ones we have tomorrow morning, Crocs has a pretty good EL score. It's not the best, so like 60 is kind of where I start looking at stocks to strangle. So 4 out of the last 8 quarters it's moved over 10% either way. So that means 4 times in the last 2 years it's made a 10% move. So this is definitely a candidate to chop for sure. Nothing standing out on like the call or put side. So to me, although the EL score kind of says that or implies that it's a decent play, I would avoid this. I would fade it, and we'll look at the contract charts in 2 minutes. But when I post, I would fade Crocs. I don't like that. There's definitely way better opportunities tomorrow afternoon, and I'll try to do a stream tomorrow afternoon around the same time to talk about those, because I think there are way better trades. Trinet, don't really see anything there. Don't see anything there at all. Probably low volume on that one. Would fade Howmet. I'd fade HWM. Birkenstock, I would probably fade this too. Nothing standing out on the call or put side, right? Nothing that the website is picking up in terms of more volume than open interest on any strikes there, so I would fade that. Anything else that stands out? Geo, Scorpio, Nebius, NBIS. So this is kind of an interesting one. There's a lot of attention on Nebius recently. They've been in the news. But if you look at the historical moves, it's never gone over 10% in an earnings reaction. So to me, unless I feel some sort of conviction about Nebius, I would fade it. I mean, data centers have been very wishy-washy. Iron, I think, was the last data center that reported. I don't know exactly what their numbers were, their fundamentals, but the stock went red. And then actually, I think it finished green. No, I think it stayed red. I try not to look at Iron that much because it's got too many eyes on it. But that's kind of what we have for today. QSR, not really seeing anything. Usually when you see something like this, you see the volume over OI, the strike price or the contract price is around like 10, 15 cents or something like that. You can pretty much guarantee that those are sold. So those are on the bid. So maybe someone's expecting kind of like a small red move in QSR, but not enough for me to be interested in it. Honestly, I think app, and maybe if you want to throw like a Lotto in a Paycom put, I think those are the only options for today. I don't see anything else. I'm going to look into VKTX because I'm kind of interested in that. But let me post these really quick while we still have time. So we got app. And what I post is going to be way out of the money, just because the lottos I look for are like that, like $1.50, $1.60 range. So they're going to seem really ambitious and far out of the money, but you never know. So app 345p is going to get a shrug. And we'll look at the app call side, which is going to be 625. And that's going to get a shrug too. So app for me, based on my own rules, if both sides have that shrug emoji, so basically if both sides, if when I post the contract charts, the candles are under SMAs, it's going to get a, like maybe it could work, but the technicals are not ideal at all. So this was app 625 call. And then the app, what did I say? It was 345. Also a shrug. So I'm fading app just based on these contract prices, but keep in mind that 340, that's way more than 10% out of the money. And like I said earlier, with app being a consistent mover over 10%, if you can afford these, if you can afford paying $7 and $9 a contract, and you like playing earnings, I would do it. Otherwise, if you want to save your money and wait for other opportunities that are a little more budget friendly, then you can do that too. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait, and I'm not going to have FOMO, because if it goes up or if it crashes and it pays one side, then I'm happy. But it didn't fit my rules, and so you got to have rules in this game. That's how you avoid FOMO, and that's how you avoid blowing up accounts. So for Paycom, PayC, I'm going to look at the 135 call, which is kind of pricey, but that's got the better volume on it. And then we'll do the 100p. And I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna buy like one of the Paycom 100Ps just to kind of see what's going on there. And if I lose money on it, then I lose money on it. But I'm not gonna strangle it because it's not a consistent mover. So 135 call, shrug, does not look good at all. Diving RSI, Paycom 100P, we'll get a think. So I kind of like that. Oh yeah, VKTX. I want to see what's going on there. VKTX. VKTX. VKTX, like the 29 call. So it's going to be closer to the money. It's not a big mover. 29 call. And yeah, I don't like it when the strikes when they're this close to each other, but the 28p would be the put side that I'm going to post. And I don't like, nothing stands out about either side. The put side's actually not bad. I don't know, the put side's not bad. But I don't know if it's enough to make me gamble on it. It's interesting, the on the call side, on the weekly, on the contract chart, we're at last week's resistance. So that's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, if you got money to burn, get a VKTX put. If you got money to burn. This was the, what did I say, the 29? 29 call for VKTX, shrug. And the 28p for VKTX. We'll get a think. And we will look at, not Fastly. We'll look at Hubs, HubSpot. Did we look at the volume in HubSpot and everything? Oh yeah, that's right, okay. Yeah, this is interesting, I don't know. I'm not gonna go 200 and 220, that's too close to the money for an earnings lotto for me. But like the 165p, we're gonna post that. Nothing standing out off the bat. And then we'll post the 280 call. Nothing really standing out about that either. The put does look better, but that's not really saying much. Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on in Hubs too. Something is happening there for sure. So we'll do, what did I say, the 280 call for Hubs. That gets a shrug. And then the put side, 165p for Hubs. It's going to get a think. I don't know. The puts look better all around. The VKTX put looks better. The Hubs put looks better. App, I don't have any thoughts about app. The Paycom, yeah, the Paycom put, the VKTX put, the Hubs put, they all look better. Take that as you will. Let's look at Crocs. We'll post Crocs really quick. Crocs, I'm pretty sure is a fade, 75p. 75p is going to get a think. Candles are somewhat over SMAs, but not convincingly. I don't know, the Crocs put's actually not bad either. All these puts just kind of look a little interesting. I don't know if I would, yeah. So the 75p for Crocs, not bad. Maybe I will strangle this. Yeah, the call looks really bad. I mean, not really bad, but not as good as the put. All right, so 92.50 for Crocs and 75p for Crocs. I think the nice thing about Crocs is it's 220s. Yeah, they're 220 expiration, which we all love. Crocs 92.50 call. And Crocs 75p. All right, I'm going to take a Crocs. I'll take a Crocs Strangle because Crocs and App are the only ESS plays that kind of fit what I'm looking for. ESS stands for earnings super spicy. The stock has to have a certain number of moves over 10% in the last 8 quarters. It has to have a good share float, so something lower, something that's not like 1 billion, 2 billion. A Hood, like Robinhood, has a pretty big share float. I want to say that was like 700 or 800 million. So Hood would not be, although it consistently moves 10% up or down, it's not an ESS play for me because it doesn't have that share float that allows it to move easier up and down. So Crocs, I'm going to get a 75p and a 92 call, 92.50. Yeah, just one 92.50. Or should I get a 95? 95 is too cheap, I think. I'll get a 95. I like the put side better, so I'm okay spending less on the call and also getting less contracts. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you play the strategy and on to the next one. Adelante. Siempre adelante. All right, I have two 75p and one 92.50 or 195 call for Crocs. And then I think I'll get a Paycom put. That chart just looks so bad. You're shorting a hole for sure, but maybe that's what the 100p buyer is thinking. And it's interesting. I don't really see a ton of volume or any OI on strikes lower than 100, which you would think they would want to sell the cheaper strikes. They'd want to like sell the 85 or the 80 on bid, but there's not really convincing volume on either strike, which is interesting. So I'll take a Paycom put as a flyer, and then Hubs. Oh yeah, Hubs. Should we do Hubs? I don't know. This is one that I'm like, if it moves, it moves. And I'm okay not... Oh man, that chart looks so bad. I'm okay not playing this one. But the put looks good. The puts look good. Like 170p, that looks good. The 165p. But I'm okay missing this. If this moves without me, I'm happy for everyone that played it, but I can't play it. Oh, someone just hit 50 of the 170 just got hit. Let's see if they were bought. Let's see what happened there. The 170p, someone just got 50 of them. They were on the bid. So Hubs, I'm going to fade. I'm going to fade Hubs. So I got the Paycom put. Let's look at VKTX. I don't even know, like fundamentally, do they do like a weight loss drug, VKTX? I want to say they probably do weight loss stuff. Let's see. Let's take a... yeah, I don't know. 28p. VKTX could be a fade as well. But I'm kind of curious on some volume. So 28, 28.50. Man, there's a massive order on the bid for the 28 call. And then the 28.50. They bought the 2850 for like 17K. There's interesting volume in VKTX. If you got money to burn, buy a put for sure. Buy a few puts. The 30 call. You know, I'll take a. There's not really good volume. Wow, the 26p has a ton of volume. What happened there? The 26p. Okay, so someone spent like 40K on the 26p today. I'm gonna buy a 28p. I really hope they do something with weight loss drugs and they just tank as a result. All right, so 38 contracts for the 29p just hit. I want to look at those really quick. Yep, they bought them. Okay, I'm gonna buy a VKTX. Not a strangle, just one side. I'm gonna buy a 213 28p. It's really cheap. It's like $1.20. But if that's the case, I might as well just get next week, and let's do like a 2750. All right, so I'm gonna do a 2750 VKTX 220. And we'll see what happens. So I said Crocs. $75p and 95 call. And then Pure Lottos, VKTX 2750p 220, and Paycom 100p. Let me see if that's what I have. I've got Crocs 100p, 220, it's the 220. And 2750. Yep. THC was awesome. THC was incredible. All right. Well, I got 8 minutes to change my mind or maybe buy some more things, but let's just see. Let's do a quick refresh here, and let's see what happened with the top. Oh, LEU 20% down. Sheesh. So that hit its 10% move. Twilio, Expedia, we have tomorrow afternoon. I really like both of those for tomorrow afternoon. Pega hit a 10% plus move. That's good to see. Monday got slaughtered on Monday. That hit more than a 10% move for sure. So really, we got Monday that hit a 10%. Centris hit a 10% move. Pega hit a 10% move. And we're waiting on App to follow through, Twilio and Expedia for the top scores. Whatever AVTR is, did a down 14, or did like a down 15% move if you like the cheapies. So this section is always good. This high scores section is always good if you like cheaper stocks that consistently move. I think Jumia or JMIA, I think that started the week at like 1150, so that was a 10% move. Yeah, THC. I had the 220 call and I sold that way too early. I think I sold it at like 216, 217. I didn't think it would hit 220, but she did. So THC was a great move. Do you see why something like Shop did not hit a 10% move? Look at how big the share float is. So yeah, it can move. Over the past 8 quarters, it's gone over 10% 5 times. So not bad. Like that's that's a pretty good amount, but it gets a massive, in my mind, it gets a massive subtraction because it's got a huge share float. 1.2 billion shares, that's massive. That just means it's going to take way more liquidity to move the share price than something that has like 100 share float. TSEM just disappointing. It looks like 3%. Pretty good share float. 111 million shares. 4 times over the last 8 quarters, it's gone 10% on earnings. So not good, not great. So TSEM disappointing. Shark Ninja, 3 out of 8 moves is not good. Humana, like these are all fade candidates for sure. Shark Ninja, Humana, NetEase. NetEase is such a bad earning stock. Unity did really well. Not well as in went up, but it did well if you had puts. Or if you had a strangle, it paid. So these puts went crazy on Unity. Down 25%. That's pretty wild. VRT was a really good one, which was surprising for me. It's got a pretty good share float, but it only has gone over 10% once in the last 2 years. So that was surprising to me, but congrats if you had conviction and you played it. I think the people that made out on VRT were the ones that had conviction in VRT. They've been bullish on it for a while. So you can't hate that at all. Why isn't this? Why is it not showing my screen? Wow. I wasn't even sharing my screen. Tight. Love that. Love that. Love that. Anyways. So, app, too expensive for me to strangle, but go for it. You have these good strikes. 550p or 550 call, 400p. Nothing really else standing out, like we said. Paycom, 100p is still popping. 100p I'm going to take. VKTX, I took the 2750 for 220. I like this volume. Something's going on there. I'm not going to strangle it though, so I'm just going all puts. I hope they have a weight loss drug that does really, really poorly. Confluent fade, Fastly fade, MGM fade. And then tomorrow morning, Crocs, I got the strangle, I got the 75p and the 95 call skewed to the put side, to the 75p. I got more contracts of that than the call, but it is a somewhat consistent mover. Honestly, this one's gone over 10% 4 times in the last 8 quarters. If it chops, then I deserve it. I might actually go one contract. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell 1 contract on the put side, just so that I'm not completely screwed if it chops. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, we're good. And you let her rip. All right, that's what I got. Sorry that my screen wasn't sharing the whole time. I'm still getting used to this, but I'm going to do this much, much more in the future. So with that being said, good luck, and I hope one of these hits for us.